Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to go over everything that I've stockpiled for Endwalker. More of a casual video, but really I get some people asking me, so I know you recommend to do this, you recommend to do that, but what are you actually doing? Well, this is the video for you. If you want some kind of idea of what to get, or if you're curious how I'm going to be making my money on day one, well, I'll show you here. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in this video, I'll go over everything under crafting, gathering, glamour, cheap things that you can stockpile, and the more of the expensive things you can stockpile. But starting with crafting and gathering, I got a lot of mats that a lot of people use a lot of in general. Things like granite, gold, mithril ore, electrum ore, terrea logs, silex, alumine. All these are used in so many recipes. I mean, over recipes from multiple expansions, having a lot of this and just selling it at a higher price than usual, you will sell so many of them, a lot of them, and for a lot per one. Also, taking these and crafting with them, making intermediate mats such as goat leather, undyed felt, and mithril ingots. You can make a lot that way as well, because these mats are used in a lot of recipes. I also started stockpiling stuff that I use really regularly. Things like smithsonite ore, star rubies, gold. I know for a fact that I would be crafting with them immediately when Endwalker comes out, and I'd rather be crafting than hopping servers, if that's even possible at that point, since the servers are going to be super full. You don't want to be waiting in a queue for a server hop, and you especially want to have everything prepared beforehand. The next items are the multifaceted mats. Now, I love the multifaceted stuff. I have an entire video on how you can make 300k plus seals in an hour using the multifaceted mats to make facet rings, facet earrings, all this. I want to make sure I get as many of these as possible because it's not going to be at 20 gil per one for very long. And since this is the best way to make Grand Company seals, I want to have as much as possible right now before it goes back up. The next thing that I stockpiled are all the clusters, crystals, and shards. Now, I personally just stocked up on everything because I know for a fact they're going to shoot up in price like crazy, but you should also plan accordingly to what you're going to be crafting. So let's say you're only going to be focusing on food and pots. You want to focus on the fire crystals, lightning crystals, and water crystals. And I say crystal as kind of generalized, your clusters as well. But if you're not going to be crafting any of these, then you focus on what a blacksmith uses, what a weaver uses, such as that. Because each crafter has their own combination of crystal. But if you want to flip, then I recommend just buying as much as you can on the cheapest server on your data center to flip for later. But it's up to you how much you want to buy, but this is just what I did. The next items that I stocked up on are the cordials, superior spirit bond potions, bacon broth, and tinker's calm. Now, all of these are very good at HQ. I'm gonna use them myself. I'm also gonna sell them. All these are super useful as you're gonna have to level your desynthesis again. You're gonna be wanting to spirit bond your gear as much as you can for the new materials, and you're probably gonna be wanting to be gathering. And if you don't have a lot of high cordials, then the high quality cordials are really good for you to use and for you to sell. Now, the next section is glamour. I craft a lot of these already, but it's going to be even better to sell these on expansion release because everyone is going to be wanting glamour. They don't want to be wearing their ugly leveling gear. Well, maybe the leveling gear will look good, but probably mismatched. And with a lot of new people coming back into the game, there's probably a lot of glamour that they missed. The first glamour that I stockpiled the mats for are the Neo-ish Guardian pieces. Now, they're already pretty expensive on my server, selling very often, but these will sell even better for even more. Especially take the maiming and healing ones, because a lot of people are going to be wanting to glam up their Reaper and their Sage. And the mats for the Neo-ish Guardian pieces are already a lot cheaper than they are. A lot of people are already buying them out right now, but if it is as cheap as this on your server, I really recommend. The next pieces that I stockpiled mats for are the coil pieces. Now, I say coil, but it is referring to the Dreadworm replicas and the High Allegan replicas. Now, these already sell for quite a bit, and quite often for something that is old content, but of course, since it's Glamour, a lot of people are coming back, a lot of people will be buying once again. And the last things that I stockpiled for in Glamour are items for crafting Heaven's Ward and a Realm Reborn and some Stormblood trial weapons. Now, a lot of these mats are getting expensive because so many people are actually getting into crafting these weapons, but they are going back down in price, so it is worth to buy as many as you can, as many mats as you can right now, because they definitely will go back up in Endwalker. And a lot of people are buying these because so many new people are coming into the game, leveling, and they want some shiny, cool weapon for their class. Sadly, there will not be a Reaper Scythe or the Sage things. I honestly don't know what their weapon is, but in regards to what Gunbreaker and Dancer have right now, they didn't remake the old trial weapons like they did for Red Mage and Samurai, sadly. But in case that they do in fact go back and remake some weapons for these classes, then you'll already be stockpiled and ready to craft the weapons to make a huge amount of profit. So now, what are some cheap items that you can buy and flip later or to use yourself? So the first one is Glamour Prisms and Dispellers. So many people are going to be coming back, glamoring of course, and using all these prisms. You can either buy them with Gil right now and wait for Endwalker, or you can buy them with your Grand Company seals. The next thing is that I stockpiled a lot of Materia 8s because I know I'll probably be using these for overmelding on my gear, but you can also transmute them for profit into 9s. And the Final Fantasy Marketboard.com has an amazing tool. It shows how much profit you'll get per transmutation on each and every single materia, whether it would be 8 or 6 or 7. You can see how much you'll make per transmutation. So I really recommend using this tool whenever Endwalker comes out. Now, what are some of the more expensive stockpiles that I have that I'm either gonna use or gonna flip? Now, the first expensive thing that I started stockpiling are the Shadowbringers trial mats. Now, of course, these shiny glowy trial weapons will probably not come out in 6.0, but just in case that they will go up in price later, since less and less people will be doing them, I bought as many as I could, and the emerald platings are not bad at 120k, diamond platings at 290k, and the dancing wing at 340k. The next kind of sort of expensive thing are stockpiling on zoner skin maps. Less people are going to be gathering in Shadowbringers areas, which means a less of a turnout for these zoner skin maps. But glamours will still be viable. People will still be wanting to buy them, but the mats will be more expensive because less and less people will be doing them. So I recommend having one in your inventory, in your saddlebag, all your retainers, and you can also just mail them to a friend and they will mail them back to you. That way you can just leave them in your mailbox and have a heck ton of maps in there. And the next thing following after the maps are the glamour mats from the maps. Now I'm just showing calf leather, but anything from Shadowbringers, Stormblood, Heaven's Ward, any of the mats that are expensive and not from something like Bostra or Eureka are very valuable and very profitable if you keep them and buy them now and sell them after Endwalker, when glamours will be a lot more expensive. Jeez, how'd this guy get 99 leathers? Next and finally are the expensive dyes. Now, I mean, pure white and jet black are usually the best to go to, but the pastel pink and the cherry pink, turquoise, ruby red, these ones from the Ishgardian Restoration are also really good. But the pure white and the jet black dyes will 100% get extremely expensive when Endwalker comes out. They already are a lot, 240, a little bit more than the average price, but with all the new glamour, all the new items, and all the new people, this will go up astronomically. So it is a lot to invest in right now, but you'll definitely make a lot more back if you stockpile at least 10 or 20 of these. So that's everything that I personally stockpiled for Endwalker, and hopefully this could give you an idea or a little bit of inspiration on what you can be investing now to make a big cheese later. Now, of course, I say this all the time with my Endwalker preparation videos, but Endwalker is not 2 days long, but 2 years long. So do things at your own pace, Don't stress on missing out on something, because you're not going to be missing out on anything. And remember to have fun. So of course guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone that supports me on Twitch, Discord, and YouTube. You all keep the channel going. Like, comment, and subscribe for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.